This is the night you become a money magnet. This is the night you cast aside fear, doubt, and limitation, for they are but shadows, false appearances, powerless against the mighty truth that abundance is your divine birthright. Tonight you speak a new word. You declare that wealth is already yours, that prosperity flows to you freely, easily, and without effort. For what you claim by faith, you receive by law. You were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to chase or beg. The universe is not moved by desperation, it responds to certainty, and so tonight you stand in perfect faith, knowing that all supply comes from the infinite, and the infinite lacks nothing. Money is not your source, it is merely the channel. God is your source, and divine supply is unlimited. When one door closes, 7 more open. When one stream dries up, a river rises in its place. There is no loss in the mind of God. Abundance is your divine birthright, and wealth flows through faith, not struggle. You were not placed on this earth to live in lack or limitation. You were designed by divine intelligence to express prosperity in every area of your life. There is nothing spiritual about poverty, nothing noble in struggle. These are man-made beliefs born out of fear and separation from the truth. The truth is that the universe is abundant, overflowing with supply, and you are one with that supply. You do not need to beg for what is already yours. You do not need to chase after wealth as if it were running from you. It is not outside of you. It is within, waiting to be claimed. Faith is the invisible force that connects you to the riches of the universe. When you believe in lack, you block the flow. When you believe in divine abundance, you open the channel through which wealth pours into your life. The law of prosperity does not operate through hard labor or worry. It responds to your inner conviction. When you walk in faith, you declare to the universe that you trust in the unseen, that you know something greater is working in your favor. That knowing, that confidence, becomes the magnet for all that you desire. Struggle is not the path to riches. Many work hard, labor endlessly, and yet remain in the same position because their inner belief contradicts their outer effort. You cannot speak poverty, think fear, and act in doubt and expect abundance to appear. The universe hears your vibration, not your desperation. It aligns with your inner truth. So if you want to change your outer world, you must first shift your inner world. This is where faith enters, faith that supply is unlimited, that your needs are met before you even ask, that what is yours cannot be taken from you. Abundance is not earned, it is accepted. It is already present, waiting for you to say yes. You do not have to prove your worthiness or meet conditions to receive. You were born worthy. Your inheritance was granted the moment you entered this life. It is not withheld by the universe. It is withheld by your belief that it is far away. When you release that belief, the flow begins. When you stand in the truth that you are already rich in spirit, the material follows. Wealth is the outpicturing of your inner faith. It is not effort that brings prosperity, but alignment. When your thoughts, words, and beliefs align with divine truth, money flows naturally. When you are in harmony with the law of abundance, opportunities appear, resources multiply, and everything you need comes to you easily and without strain. This is not fantasy. It is law, and the law never fails. So tonight, release the struggle. Let go of the idea that you must earn your way to wealth. Accept the truth that prosperity is your natural state, and that it is activated not by force but by faith. Your words create your reality, so speak only abundance. The spoken word is a force, a power, a divine tool that shapes the conditions of your life. Every word you utter sets a law into motion, and that law does not differentiate between a careless phrase and a deliberate affirmation. The subconscious mind receives everything you say and gives it form, bringing into your experience whatever you consistently declare. When you speak of lack, you invite it. When you speak of prosperity, you draw it near. The universe is always listening, always responding, always echoing back the vibrations of your words. Most people are unaware of how they curse their own blessings with idle talk. They say things like money doesn't grow on trees. I can't afford that. Nothing ever works out for me. Or I'm always broke. Without realizing, these declarations are not harmless expressions. They are commands issued to the creative forces of the universe. Every time you speak limitation, you strengthen its hold on your life. Words are seeds, and whatever you plant will grow. If you plant fear, doubt, and struggle, that is what will sprout. But if you plant prosperity, faith, and gratitude, your harvest will be rich and overflowing. The power of the tongue has been known for centuries. Ancient wisdom teaches that life and death are in the power of the tongue. What you continually affirm becomes your belief, and what you believe becomes your reality. So it is essential to guard your speech, to treat every word as a decree. Do not speak of what you fear. Speak of what you desire. Instead of saying, I can't pay my bills, say, all my needs are met in divine order. Instead of saying, money is hard to come by, say, money flows to me in expected and unexpected ways. These are not just positive statements. They are spiritual truths that carry creative force. Even in the face of apparent lack, you must train your tongue to speak abundance. This is not denial of reality. It is declaration of a higher reality. What you see in the material world is the result of past thoughts and words. If you want to change your future conditions, you must speak now from the place of faith, not fear. You must speak the end result, not the current struggle. Your word is your wand, and with it, you can transform any situation. Speak with intention, speak with authority, declare the wealth, success, and opportunities that are already yours in the invisible realm. Let no negative statement escape your lips, for even one phrase of lack can delay your good. Practice the language of abundance until it becomes your natural way of speaking. Let every conversation, every prayer, every thought be infused with wealth, grace, and gratitude. The law will answer you, the universe will obey. Your words will return to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Speak abundance, and you shall live in it. You are a magnet, and belief is your charge. Every thought you think, every feeling you hold, every word you speak sends out a signal, and that signal draws to you people, circumstances, and events that match your inner state. You are not separate from the good you desire. You are either attracting it or repelling it, based on your belief. When you believe in prosperity, prosperity is drawn to you like metal to a magnet. When you believe in lack, lack finds its way into your experience, for the law can only bring what you are in alignment with. Your belief is the current that activates the magnetic field around you. It is not what you hope for, wish for, or even work hard for. It is what you truly believe in your heart that creates your results. If you believe you are unworthy of wealth, no amount of effort will override that inner conviction. If you believe money is evil, you will subconsciously block it from coming to you. But if you believe that wealth is your divine inheritance, that it flows to you with ease, that it is good, clean, and spiritual, you will magnetize it effortlessly. Belief is more than a thought. It is a deep inner knowing. It is the quiet confidence that what you desire is already done in the invisible. You don't need to force anything when you are aligned with belief. A magnet does not chase what it attracts. It simply exists in its natural state, and attraction happens by law. So it is with you. When your inner world radiates belief in abundance, you do not need to struggle or strive. You rest in the assurance that the law is working for you, always and without fail. Many try to change their outer circumstances without changing their inner belief. They take action from a place of fear, trying to manipulate or control their results, but the vibration they send out remains unchanged. They are like a magnet trying to attract with no charge. Until belief is present, nothing lasting can be drawn in. That is why it is not effort, but energy that matters. What you feel and believe is more powerful than what you do. To strengthen your magnetic power, begin to affirm what you desire as though it is already yours. Feel the feeling of wealth now, think thoughts of abundance, speak words of prosperity, act as if the good you seek is already present. In doing so, you build the charge, you energize your magnet, You send a clear, unwavering signal to the universe, and that signal cannot go unanswered. The law is impersonal. It responds to belief with precision. It always delivers a match. Doubt is a demagnetizer. Fear weakens the field. So you must stay vigilant, refusing to entertain anything that contradicts your desire. Guard your mind. Guard your words. Keep your focus on what is true in the spiritual realm, not what appears in the physical. You are a magnet, and the moment you believe without wavering, what you desire begins its journey toward you. Money is a channel, not your source. The mistake many people make is placing their trust in a particular job, person, business, or situation, thinking that is where their supply comes from, but divine truth reveals otherwise. God is your only source, limitless, infinite, and ever-present. The channels through which money appears may change, close, or shift, but the source remains constant. If one stream dries up, another appears, because the source never fails. Your job is not your provider. It is merely one of the many ways divine substance flows to you. The moment you confuse the channel with the source, you limit your good and begin to fear its loss. Money is spiritual substance made visible. It is of your inner state of trust and alignment with divine law. When you are grounded in the understanding that God is your unfailing supply, you release attachment to any one outcome or route. You become free from worry, for you know that no person, employer, or system controls your abundance. That power lies in divine law, which responds to your faith, your word, and your belief. The more you trust in the true source, the more channels open, and the more easily money flows to you from expected and unexpected directions. Many people become anxious when a particular channel changes. They say, "My job is uncertain," or "My client left," and immediately fall into fear. But fear is a signal that you are mistaking the gift for the giver. The channel may be disrupted, but the source is still active and ready to provide. Trusting in the channel creates dependency and fear of loss. Trusting in the source creates peace, confidence, and a constant flow of provision. You are never without supply when you are connected to divine source. The substance of the universe is like a vast ocean, and the channels are but cups dipped into it. You do not need to chase after one cup. You simply need to remember that the ocean is always full and always available to you. When one cup empties, another will be presented, often larger, better, and more aligned with your growth. Your part is to remain in faith, to affirm that your supply is secure in spirit, and to remain open to receive in whatever form it may come. Your relationship with money changes when you understand it is not your master, but your servant. It comes to serve your purpose when you are aligned with truth. You no longer feel desperate or panicked when something shifts in your material world. You say with confidence, "This channel may close, but my supply is intact. My source is unlimited, and my good is on its way." This is the mindset that invites miracles. This is the awareness that multiplies provision. Money is not the source of your security. Your connection to divine supply is, and that connection can never be broken unless you turn away from it in fear or doubt. Keep your eyes on the source, and you will never lack for channels. Do not worry about how the money will come. The moment you set your desire with faith, the spiritual law begins to move, aligning people, places, events, and ideas to bring your manifestation into form. But the most common mistake is interfering with the process by trying to figure it all out. The human mind, limited by appearances and past experiences, begins to question, analyze, and doubt. It asks, "How will this happen? Where will the money come from? What if it doesn't work?" And in doing so, it blocks the very flow it seeks to receive. The how is not your work. It belongs entirely to the infinite intelligence of divine mind. Worry is misplaced creative energy. When you worry, you are using your imagination in reverse. You are rehearsing lack instead of rehearsing abundance. You are picturing obstacles instead of solutions, and the law responds not to what you hope for, but to what you believe. When you are concerned with the mechanics, you reveal a lack of trust in the unseen forces already in motion. Just as you plant a seed and trust it will sprout, you must plant your desire in the fertile soil of faith and allow it to unfold without digging it up in fear. The divine intelligence that created the universe does not need your help to deliver what is already yours by spiritual right. It only needs your belief. The way will be made known step by step, moment by moment. Doors will open, people will appear, ideas will come, and you will be guided with perfect precision if you stay out of the way. The law is exact, and it is never late, but your interference, born from fear and impatience, can delay or distort the result. You must be willing to rest in the unknown, knowing that the unknown is filled with infinite possibilities. Many miracles are missed because people are too attached to one specific path. They say, "I must get this job," or "this person must help me," or "this investment must succeed." But the universe is not limited to one channel. When you fixate on one method, you block other channels that may be better and faster. Release the need to control the outcome and affirm instead that divine right action is now taking place. Say, "I do not know how, but I know it is done. I do not see the path, but I trust it is unfolding now." Each time doubt enters, replace it with a declaration of truth. Remind yourself that the law never fails. Declare that what you desire is already yours in the unseen and is now being made visible. The more you trust, the faster it comes. The more you release control, the more room you give the universe to work. You are not meant to figure it all out. You are meant to believe, to prepare, and to receive. The how is the business of divine mind, and divine mind never makes a mistake. Gratitude and expectancy activate manifestation. The moment you give thanks for something you have not yet seen, you shift your vibration to match the outcome you desire. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture or a nice feeling. It is a spiritual force. It declares that the good you desire is already yours, already on its way, already present in the invisible. When you give thanks in advance, you show perfect faith in the law, and that faith is the substance that creates form. Gratitude seals your word, charges it with power, and invites the blessing to take shape in your life. Most people wait until they see evidence before they give thanks, but by then they are no longer working with spiritual law. They are reacting to physical appearances. True manifestation begins with invisible certainty. When you are grateful before the gift appears, you align yourself with the vibration of already having it. You are no longer asking, you are receiving. You are no longer hoping, you are trusting, and the law responds not to your pleading, but to your confidence. Gratitude is the signal that tells the universe, "I believe, I accept, I receive now." Expectancy works hand in hand with gratitude. When you expect something, you prepare for it, you make space for it, you watch for it, you speak as though it were already on the way. Expectancy creates readiness, and readiness is the open door through which blessings arrive. If you expect wealth, you attract wealth. If you expect delay or struggle, you attract that as well. Your expectations are magnetic. They draw to you exactly what you believe is possible. Many block their own good by waiting passively, doubting quietly, or fearing the worst. They ask for abundance but continue to live in the energy of lack. They say they believe, but they do not expect, they do not prepare, they do not open the space, and so the blessing has no room to land. But when you walk in gratitude and expectancy, you become a living magnet for miracles. You act as though it is already done. You speak in the language of completion. You bless the unseen and know that it must appear in perfect timing. Gratitude and expectancy are daily practices, not one-time acts. You wake each morning and give thanks that the day is filled with prosperity. You go to sleep each night and give thanks that unseen forces are still working on your behalf. You look at your current circumstances, no matter how limited, and you declare, "Thank you for the abundance that is already mine." This is not delusion, it is creation. This is not fantasy, it is spiritual law. What you are grateful for increases. What you expect moves toward you. Together, these energies form a powerful current that carries your desire from the invisible into the visible. You do not need to wait to feel grateful. You choose gratitude. You do not need to wait for proof to expect. You expect because you know, and in that knowing, you call forth the abundance that was always yours.